Now that you have learned about what a Thanksgiving dinner should include, we simply cannot forget the best part, which is the most traditional American dessert. Can anyone guess what that is?
Chestnut pie?
No.
Apple pie?
No.
Oh.
Pie.
Pumpkin.
Pie is actually the most traditional American dessert. Just pie.
We were all right. We did pie.
The pie.
Yes. Can you believe that the first traditional pies were made out of fowl and the legs were left to hang out on the side of the dish to be used as handles? In England, the crust of the pie was known as coffin, and it wasn't until the American Revolution when the term crust was used instead of coffin, says the American Pie Council. Pie has become a traditional American dessert at the holiday table. According to the American Pie Council, pumpkin pie was first introduced at the holiday table during the Pilgrims' second Thanksgiving in 1623. Baking a pumpkin pie from scratch has always been a part of my family's tradition before I can remember. Every year, my mom and I would dedicate a day towards making a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving dinner. While traditionally, you start your Thanksgiving dinner with your turkey and side dishes, but no meal would be complete without your dessert. Today, I will explain to you how to make a traditional pumpkin pie for your next Thanksgiving feast. The pie I chose to teach you how to make is a delicious pumpkin pie recipe that is made from scratch by Randy Scott on allrecipes.com. The first thing you want to do is gather all of your ingredients and equipment that you will need for this recipe. The ingredients that are required are 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of shortening, 3 1/2 tablespoons of cold water, 1 12 fluid ounce can of evaporated milk, 2 eggs, 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of ground ginger, a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of mashed cooked pumpkin for the filling. The equipment you will need is a rolling pin, a mixing bowl, measuring spoons and cups, a sharp knife, a spatula, a mixer or blender, a flat board, and an 8 to 9 inch glass pie pan. After you have all of your ingredients set up, you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then begin preparing your crust by mixing the flour and salt together. Cut the shortening into flour. Add 1 tablespoon of cold water at a time. You may only need 3 to 4 tablespoons. After, you want to mix your dough and repeat until your dough is moist enough to hold together. After your dough is moist enough to hold together, you will begin the next step to prepare your pie crust. Lightly flour your hands and begin to shape the dough into a ball. On a lightly floured board, roll dough out to 1/8 inch thickness. Then take a sharp knife and cut dough 1 1/2 inch thick, larger on the upside down 8 to 9 inch pie pan. Gently roll your dough around the rolling pin and transfer it right side up onto the pie pan. Unroll and ease the dough into the bottom of the pan. Now that you have successfully prepared your dough and it is in the pie pan, you can begin the filling process. In a large bowl, you want to beat your pumpkin with evaporated milk, eggs, brown sugar, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and salt with a mixer or blender. Mix well and pour the filling into prepared crust. Then place your pie into the oven and bake for about 40 minutes or until a knife is inserted 1 inch from the edge and it comes out clean. Now that your pie is evenly cooked, it is suggested that you let it cool for at least 30 minutes. A great way to end your Thanksgiving meal is with a traditional pumpkin pie, and for all of you non-gourmet cooks, The bakery is a great place to get your pumpkin pie ready to go. Happy Thanksgiving.